Daniels having a monster season with the Commanders. Feels like Rookie of the Year is locked up already. They're going for their 7th win of the season on Sunday. Daniels heads to New York for a divisional matchup with the Giants. And Brian Daboll has been very impressed with Jayden's play.
He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league already. He's got great vision. He can throw the ball in any area he needs to throw it. He can throw it under pressure. He can escape, make plays with his feet. He can escape, make plays with his arms. He's got good command, which we knew he was a smart guy when we spoke with him. He's playing really well at a high level.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I gotta add real fast. Do you know what that is? That is the face of a dejected head coach, of a coach who's just like, yeah, he's in a miserable marriage, and someone asks about his friend and says, "Oh, what do you think about Mike's wife?" And he's just like, "She's really awesome. She's beautiful, and she's really fun, and she makes a lot of money, and she's just always really sweet, and she cooks, and she's really smart, and she's great with the kids, and she has his back, and they always have so much fun together and laugh and go on vacations. They go to Switzerland and London and Paris, and her parents are great, and they're really healthy and beautiful." And it's just like I wish I had a quarterback of even anything remotely like Jayden Daniels. I mean, like, he couldn't even, like, it's just so funny to see that. Like, New York Giants, that whole franchise right now is just like, how did this happen? How did this happen? How are we, without a doubt, the worst team, and we're not even close to turning this thing around? And now the Washington Commanders have instantly, right? They were a laughingstock last year. Now they are a contender this year, instantly. And they got a quarterback where, if the football gods allow it, will be the QB for the next, 15 years, who could literally be an all-time great. And they got whatever they got, right? Saquon is in Philly balling out. Jayden Daniels balling out with the Commanders. And the Giants, yeah, they got a good wide receiver who could maybe be a great or even elite wide receiver. Sure. But it's not doing enough right now. Not doing enough.
I think what he said is true. He's already one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and we're very, very... I mean, C.J. Stroud last year, halfway through by Thanksgiving, we're like, C.J. Stroud's a top 10 quarterback. I think he is. Now everybody's falling apart in his team. He won't play great tonight because he doesn't have the weapons. I think it's fair to say Jayden Daniels is one of the top 10 to 12 quarterbacks in the league. That's what I see every weekend.
Is this game in your Blazing 5?
Could be. I love that number 4. I love that number 4.
You do like
Whenever
it.
a team is favored by 4 or 5, I take the favorite.
Who's the, I forgot who the coach is in Washington again? What's his name?
Dan Quinn.
Yeah, how did he do historically when he was in Dallas against Daniel Jones? You should probably look into that. I don't know. I know people want to get off Washington because of the Hail Mary luck. How do they respond? Giants on a short week.
No. I have
careful.
3 games I love. This is number 3. And when it's a 4-point favorite. Now, last week I got burned because Green Bay was a 4-point favorite over Jacksonville.
That was the right side. Trust me.
I know. Green Bay was going in for a touchdown and took a knee.
They led by 10 with 7 minutes left.
I know.
Come on. Yeah.
The magic number 4 and 5 take the team. Take the favorite.
Okay.
There's no reason to get off the Commanders because of the lucky Hail Mary. I'm not even going to address that. I've already talked so deeply all about that. So, that's all. Unfortunately, that amazing moment is already in the past, right? It's like we got to move on from there now. But I mean, there's no reason why the Commanders shouldn't roll the Giants. I mean, I don't see how they could not, right? I mean, the only way that I could see this being a close game is in the sense where it's like they're up by 14 in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes to go, right? Foot off the gas. The Giants are able to break off a pretty big run, get a touchdown. The Commanders are kind of just handing the ball off, right? maybe they get a couple first downs, but ultimately they punt, right? Like just one of those situations where it's like, yeah, the game ended up being like a 6-point game or whatever, but like it's really not, that's not really what it was. So that's the only way I could see it. I would be genuinely stunned, and I truly mean this, stunned, if we're watching this game and you're like, the Giants could win this game. The Giants look like the better team tonight, like today. Like I mean, I would be speechless. I would truly be speechless. But to say that Jayden Daniels is already one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, top 10 quarterback, like that is in no way shocking, or that is in no way a hot take, right? Like that he's playing this year as a top 10 quarterback, a top 5 quarterback. He has undeniably been a top quarterback in the NFL, and no, he's not flushed with weapons. I mean, can you imagine if he had the offensive weapons of like A.J. Brown, Devontae, Saquon Barkley? If he had the O-line of the Detroit Lions, right? Like could you imagine the best thing that he has going for him? And again, it's not to say that there's not other like decent weapons for the Commanders, right? McLaurin and company, right? But it's just like when we're talking about some of these like stacked next level weapons in their prime, these 25, 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds who are just ready to just run through fire. It matters, obviously, right? It clearly matters. But the best thing that, of course, Jayden has is Cliff Kingsbury. And so Cliff has been great at working with Jayden to really maximize the talent that they have. And if they get a couple other pieces, I mean, think about what Jayden Daniels is doing right now, right? And especially with an inconsistent even run game, with injuries, unfortunately, that's just been bad luck. But with, Eckler going in and out of the lineup and Brian going in and out of the lineup, like, right, like those things are frustrating, especially for a rookie quarterback. And for Cliff Kingsbury, for that matter, quite frankly, from just a game planning and perspective and play calling. But if you gave Jayden Daniels a defense that's slightly better, forces more turnovers, gets shorter field, better field position, give him another weapon or two to work with, right? How is he not, without a doubt, top quarterback in the NFL, right? If he's doing what he's doing right now as a rookie, just imagine what he would do with a better team and with a better defense, or a better offense and a better defense. I mean, it would be absolutely unreal, right? It would be the video game numbers that we saw Patrick Mahomes do in whatever the year was, 2018, 2019, I forget at this point, right? When he had the Tyreek Hills of the world, right? Like those things matter. Notice how we don't see those video game numbers now that some of those weapons are gone, now that Travis Kelce's older, right? You see Patrick Mahomes' numbers go down. So it's not, and that's not to take away from the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, but we know those things matter. There's a reason why Tom Brady's like, I need Gronk. I mean, he goes to Tampa Bay and he goes, I'm doing this, but you better give me Gronk, and I need AB. Like quarterbacks need pieces, they need weapons, they need their guys. And Jayden Daniels is just starting that journey right now, obviously, as a rookie. So if they get him a couple more pieces and a more competitive defense, I mean, how do his numbers not absolutely go through the roof? Right? It's just like, how does he not skyrocket to a top 3 quarterback? No question about it. You can make the argument that he's already like a top 3 quarterback. I would say not, as you know that I'm super high on Jayden Daniels. But I would say he would need to show still more deeper levels of resiliency and being able to lean on him game after game after game, like we've seen the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens do. That is not something that Jayden Daniels has necessarily had to do, but that's more not because he can't do it. It's just more because the dude's only played, 7 games or whatever, right? Technically 8, but really only 7. So that's why. That's something that definitely needs to be more time. But if we were talking about like this season, if we were just strictly talking this season, who is playing, not who is, because there's a difference between who is and who is playing, right? Those are actually different things. But if we were saying who is playing, like a top 3 quarterback right now. And that's why I always like the thought experiment of like, if we didn't know anything about these quarterbacks, we don't know anything about their age, anything they did in the past, any predictions about their future, and we're just looking at it this season, nothing else. Nothing else. We don't know who has MVPs. We don't know Super Bowls. We don't know nothing. I don't see how Jayden Daniels is not consistently going 1, 2, or 3. I don't see how it's possible. I don't see what quarterbacks you would be consistently elevating ahead of him. Right? I don't see it. So that's why this year, especially, that's why I think he is the leading candidate for MVP. Colin just kind of went on a whole rant before this, talking about how Lamar Jackson's going to win his 3rd MVP. And it's like, dude, look what Jayden Daniels is doing right now. Look what he's doing with a team that he has. And I already posted, well, I think I recorded, but it's going to post on Saturday, I think, about Jayden Daniels MVP, like a little bit more deeper dive into him being the actual true bona fide MVP. But like, I still don't think people are really understanding how great Jayden Daniels is playing. Because Colin even said top 10, top 12. And it's like, well, if you're going to throw in top 12, that means you're putting him at like 11 or 12. And if we're looking at just this year alone, you go name me the 11 quarterbacks that are better than him. Go name them. By all means, go do it. Name me the 11 quarterbacks this season that are playing better than Jayden Daniels. I'd love to hear that list. Put that list in the comments, man. Be my guest. Go name all the quarterbacks that you're taking over Jayden. I'd love to see it. I will read it and I will respond to it. Let's go. Bring it on. Because I don't see it. I'm not seeing 11 names that we can put in front of Jayden Daniels this season. Again, I'm not making predictions about what it will be next year or the year after. I'm not making career predictions, and I don't care about what happened in the past. I don't care who won a Super Bowl, how many 4,000 yard, seasons this quarterback had, 40 touchdowns, doesn't matter. I'm talking about today. I'm talking about this year. That's what I'm talking about. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jayden Daniels already being a top quarterback in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.